Okay, everyone, I just wanted to go over some of the ways that Scott and I have been trying to save money to get our family through the week. So we have been using these rotisserie chickens from Costco. They're what, $4.99? Yeah. So we can get 2 chickens for $10. So, and they're already cooked. So we're going to go over 4 meals that we make with the chickens. Today we're going to do a like a broccoli cheese casserole. And then we'll do 4 meals, a half a chicken for each meal. And then we save all of the skin, all of the bones, and then we make stock in the crock pot at the end of the week with the leftover chicken. So this one, what we're going to do is I found this big bag of broccoli on sale at Kroger's. It was like $4.99 for the huge bag. So we're going to use half of this bag of broccoli. We're going to cut it up, saute it in some butter. And then we're also going to then we're going to do like a cup of onion diced. We're going to mince up 3 cloves of garlic. We'll also saute that. And then we're going to add some cheese. So I got 1.5 cups of, I've got a blend of cheddar and mozzarella here. 1.5 cups of that. And then a half a cup of, I have Asiago, Parmesan, whatever you've got on hand. I had these on hand because they were on sale. So then we're going to make kind of like a cheese sauce and put in at least 3 cups of this chicken. So we'll use half of the chicken for each one of our casseroles. So let's get this diced. Let's get our broccoli diced. Let's get it into a pan and let's get this casserole made. And then the other casseroles we will do will be chicken artichoke, and then we will do just a salad and a soup, and then we'll show you how we make our broth. So let's get our first casserole done, our broccoli chicken. All right, so I wanted to real quick, just in case you guys, you know, even if you just want to serve a chicken, just to cut down a chicken is like the same even if it's raw. So we're just going to separate out the thigh to the leg. So we just kind of cut this, and then you just pull that. See that bone right there? Even if this was raw, you would just put your knife right through here. And there's your thigh and your leg right there. Same on the other side. We just kind of open it up. Even if this was raw, it would be the same thing. You look for that bone, and then you just put your knife right through there. So then you can serve this thigh, leg. Then you can just peel off your backbone. We want to save this to make sure we pull all the meat off of this. And then we're going to save this for our stock. Make sure that there are these 2. This is the most succulent part of the chicken, these little nodules right here. Best parts of the chicken. So we want to put this right back into our bag, and we'll save this for our stock. And then we're just going to cut our breast right down in half, right through this breastplate. This is the hardest part of the chicken right here on that breastplate. So we're just going to run our knife right down through the center. It's a little bit easier when it's cooked. And just get that breast cut right in half. And pull out the rest of this backbone and throw this right into our bag. Save that. And then we can also cut off the little legs or wings. So we're going to use half of this for this meal and then half for our second meal. So let's get the chicken off of, well, half of this. So we're going to get the chicken off of this. This will be for this meal, and then the other part will be for the next meal. So let's get this. We're just going to peel it all off. And we're going to save all of the bones and the skin. Put it right back into the bag so we can make stock out of it later. All right, let's get it peeled off. All right, so I just have a Corningware dish on here because I'm going to put this in the oven afterwards, and Corningware can go right from stovetop to oven to refrigerator. So I'm just going to melt the butter, and then we're going to saute off our onion and our garlic right in the same pan. All right, got our onion and our garlic in here. We're just going to saute this up a little bit, and then I'm going to add a little bit more butter, and then I'm going to add the broccoli. All right, so the onions are pretty well translucent. I added a little bit more butter because then I'm going to add my broccoli. And I want it to make it bright green. So we're just going to add our broccoli to this. And get this to go nice and bright green. So this was like, I don't know, this was a lot of broccoli. It was like half of that bag, so it was 16 ounces. So we got all that broccoli in there. We're going to just let this get turn bright green. And then we're going to add our milk to this and our cheese. All right, let that cook for a little bit. Okay, so our broccoli is nice and bright green. I'm going to add my cup of, I have half and half here. You can use milk, you can use whipping cream if you want, depending on what your diet is. And we are going to just let this simmer a little bit, and I want it to reduce just a little bit. So I'm just going to let this milk kind of reduce a little bit, and then I'm going to add my cheese. Okay, so our broccoli is pretty cooked, and our milk has come down, reduced a little bit. I'm going to add a cup of this cheese. I want to save some of this for the top. So I'm going to add this cheese to this. Save some for our top. And then my half a cup of Parmesan Asiago, whatever you got. We're going to mix that in. And then, you know, if you wanted to keep your broccoli a little bit more crunchy, you could take it out. I like it a little bit more cooked, so that's why I left it in. We're just going to stir this all around. We're going to add the chicken back into this, and then we are going to put this into the oven just to melt the cheese on the top. So let's get this all stirred together. Scott's going to add the chicken. So this is the half of chicken. There's probably about 3 cups, I would say, of
I'd
chicken
say roughly
here.
3 cups. Maybe a little more. But I didn't chop it real fine, so.
So we're going to mix this all together and then add cheese to the top. Can you get me that silver spoon in the drawer so I can mix it better? Thanks. All right, so we're just going to mix all this together with that cheese sauce now that we got. Lots of broccoli cheese. Ooh, look at that. Lots of chicken. Here, I'll let you mix it. You're going to want a pot holder for that.
Yeah. That's what I guess. Figure it out. I'll grab my gloves for the oven.
So we're just getting that all nice and mixed. And then we're going to put our breadcrumb, well, not breadcrumbs, I'm thinking of
cheese.
Cheese on the top, and we're going to throw it in the oven like 400 just for a couple minutes just to melt the cheese. So let's get this, our cheese on the top. Sprinkle that on the top.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we're going to get it into our preheated 375 degree oven. Just let that cheese melt. Let it all get bubbly and come together. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to steam that rest of that broccoli up in here and eat it with either today's meal and tomorrow's meal as a side dish. You're just going to put olive oil and salt and pepper and steam it?
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. Just something simple. Salt, pepper, olive oil. We're just going to steam it up so we don't let it go to waste.
I might just a little coconut oil in mine.
Yeah.
About it.
Scott likes the coconut oil on it. It does make it taste really tasty. All right. We're out of the oven. Nice and brown and bubbly. Let's give it a try. All right, so one of the other meals I'm going to make with the other half of that chicken, of course, I'm going to take it off of the bone, take the skin off, and I got my bag here to save it for broth. So we're going to make a chicken Caesar salad. So I've got some feta, Costco, the cheapest, some tomatoes, green onion or red onion. I have green onion today. Even when Scott cuts these down and puts these into the little Tupperware savers, he saves the tops when he's cut them all down to put in the broth, because we put the broth in the crock pot. I have got a cucumber, some pepperoncinis, chickpeas, and some beets. And then I've got my lettuce here that I've washed. So we're just going to... I'm actually going to put this stuff kind of in a bowl on the side so that, because if I stick it all in the actual salad and we're not going to eat it all today, it's going to go bad. So I'm going to kind of put it on a bowl on the side, and I'll show you one made up. Chicken is all cut up. I left it in a little bit more chunkier pieces. The one thing, though, that I do when I'm doing salad is I do peel the cucumbers, and then I'm going to take a spoon and scoop out all of the seeds. It's kind of hard with one hand, but just because this has like a lot of water, so I'm going to take the seeds out, and then I'm going to chop it up. I'm just going to slice it with the seeds out. That way it doesn't get our lettuce as watery. All right, so I've got all of my stuff prepped. This is my little bowl here. I really don't like tomatoes, so I'm just going to do some sun-dried tomatoes. I've got my green onion. We're going to put the green onion over there. Even when I cut up the green onion, I'm not going to use this end part, but I am going to put that in the bag with my bones, because that's going to go, might as well save it and put it in with the broth. We've got some cucumber. Add our cucumber on here. We've got some nice feta. Chickpeas. I like beets on my salad. I don't like them pickled, though. I'm going to add some beets on there. And then a couple pieces of chicken on the top. You can use whatever dressing you would like. Greek, ranch. But there it is. This is one of our weeknight meals that we will make with the chicken. And then the rest of this that I have cut up, I'm going to put just in a little, like, Rubbermaid container, just so that it doesn't get the lettuce all wet. Okay, there's our Greek salads all done up. I'm going to, the other lettuce I'm going to put in a baggie with a paper towel. You know, if you wanted some crunch, you could either use croutons or the wisps or even some pumpkin seeds. And then whatever dressing you want. I'm probably just going to go with a creamy Caesar. Already made. I forgot olives. Put some olives on there. Yum. Now they're done. And then we got some little sandwiches here we're making. You can also make this with the chicken if you want. I had some lunch meat. Okay, so another one of our recipes is going to be like a chicken artichoke, spinach artichoke. So again, we're going to use half of our chicken. I'm going to, of course, save my bones and skin for my broth. 2 cans of artichoke hearts that are quartered. I'm going to use like about a half a cup of chicken broth, 1 of these little Boursin cheeses, and about half of this 5-ounce box of spinach. And I'm going to serve it over cauliflower, riced cauliflower. So super simple, maybe some salt and pepper to taste. So let's get this chicken broken down. Get our, it gives you about 3 cups of chicken per half of chicken. So, and then it's really easy. We're just going to do it in a pan on top of the stove. All right, so I've got my Boursin cheese in here. I'm just going to add about a half a cup of broth, and we are going to let this melt down to make like a sauce. Okay, so that just melts down, makes it into like a really nice creamy sauce. We are just going to add everything to the sauce. Our chicken. I did drain the artichoke hearts. We're just going to dump them in. And then I rinsed my spinach. And then we are just going to toss this all together. And that's it, you guys. Super simple, super easy. We're just going to put some riced cauliflower in the microwave and serve it over that. Let the spinach wilt a little bit. Look at that. Super simple, super easy weeknight meal. Just gotta turn my heat up. Get this all covered. Yummy. There it is, all come together. So you can either serve this over rice, quinoa, cauliflower, rice cauliflower, mashed cauliflower, or if you want, potatoes. But with that, let's get it plated. Okay, so I just got some rice cauliflower in my bowl and just add some of this lovely spinach artichoke, all that chicken. It's got like a little bit of an Alfredo kind of taste with that Boursin cheese. Give it some salt and some pepper, maybe a squeeze of lemon juice if you want it a little bit more tangy, but that's it. Super easy weeknight. All right, so another rotisserie chicken recipe here. We've got, we're going to use a tablespoon of olive oil to saute off this, like a half a cup of onion and a little bit of minced garlic. I have like 2 little cloves here. We definitely want some salt and pepper, 3.5 cups of chicken broth. That's a little bit more. I mean, that's only like 2 ounces more. So we're going to just use a whole container of chicken broth, a couple of bay leaves, and 3 cups of our cooked chicken that, we've been taking it off the bone, saving the bones, saving the skin. And then we need cauliflower, riced cauliflower, 2 cups, depending on how it looks. I might use half of that bag or more. We need a half a cup of lemon juice and 1 egg. We're going to temper the egg, lemon juice with the broth, and then pour that all in because it's going to be like a lemon rice soup. We're making it a little bit low carb with this. So, yes. Last recipe here for our rotisserie chicken. So we're just doing like a play on a chicken lemon rice soup. We're making it low carb with some cauliflower, riced cauliflower. So let's get this started. Okay, so I just got like a tablespoon of olive oil in here. I'm going to add my onion and my garlic right in here. We're going to saute this off a little bit. Add a little bit of salt, like a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm going to add some black pepper. I got probably a half a teaspoon of black pepper I'm putting in there too. We're just going to, you know, get this a little translucent. Just let that cook off a little bit, and then we're going to add our other stuff. So this is pretty much, you know, cooked off. We've got them softened. We're going to add our chicken broth to that. We're going to add our 3 cups of chicken. I'm just going to dump that right in there. So we've already, like, you know, all this is cooked already. So dump that chicken right in there. Right out of the bag. All right. Add our couple of bay leaves. Let me go grab those. Add our bay leaves. So anything like this, we want to bring it to a boil, then cut it to a simmer. So we're going to make sure that we get this all nice and heated. So bring this to a boil, cut it to a simmer. Let's go get our half a cup of lemon juice. Okay, so I'm just going to take my lemons and kind of like, they weren't in the refrigerator, so they're not real cold. This way it kind of breaks up the membrane so we can get out a little bit more juice. All right, we are up to a boil. We're gonna cut this down to a simmer. You can also, if you want, get some of this scum off of there. Okay, so I am going to add some of this riced cauliflower in here and then bring it back up to a boil. That's a big chunk. Let's throw that guy in there. Let him, he will melt down. Okay, so we've got everything in here, our cauliflower, our chicken, our bay leaf, all of that great stuff. Bring it to a boil, cut it to a simmer. Okay, so I've got my half a cup of lemon juice. I want to add the egg to this. Whisk this together. And then we're going to add some of the hot broth and like temper this egg. So when we put it back into the soup, it's not going to, like, you know, be scrambled eggs. All right. Let's get some hot broth. Okay, we're to a boil. We're going to cut that to a simmer. We want to grab some of this nice hot broth to put with our egg, to temper our egg. All right, so I'm going to add some of this in there. And we want to temper that egg so that we don't get scrambled eggs. And don't spill it all over your counter when you're trying to videotape. We just want to make sure that this gets up to temperature a little bit. All right, so we've got our lemon egg that we've tempered. We're going to dump that right in here. And then stir that around. It'll help thicken the soup. Ooh, look at that. Yummy. Thickened it nicely. All right. Let's give this a taste and see what we need to add. Okay. Beautiful, nice, thick play on a lemon rice soup. Got some little cheesy croutons on the top. Little parsley to make it look pretty. Let's give it a try.
Hi everyone, this is Scott from Halen Vintage. We're just going over the things we can do with 2 Costco chickens for $8. Lynn has showed you a few dishes that she made prepared just from the $8 chickens. And this is what I usually do with it at the end. In that bag is 2 carcasses of the chicken with skin and just the scrap from the chickens, all the bones. And what I'm going to do is put them in a crock pot and boil them. And what I usually use is, in the 2 bags are 2 just from the week left over when I process celery, green onion, any type of vegetable. It just goes in there and I freeze it until I'm ready to boil it, make it into broth. Cut up a carrot, a couple cloves of garlic, about 2.5 bay leaves, and 1 onion. You really don't need the onion if you use like the ends of the green onion and stuff. Like we eat a lot of green onion here, but the onion was going bad, so I peeled it and processed it. So and also about a palm full of black pepper. And this bouillon that I use is really good. I get from Costco. You can get a big tub of it for like $8. It's really, really good. I like the vegetable beef broth that it does. Other than that, I will get it in there and then give you a picture. Thanks. Okay, here we go. I got everything loaded in the crock pot. I put the carcasses in first, peppercorns, bay leaf, carrots, and garlic. And then I added all the vegetables on top. And I filled it right to the rim. And also put the green onions in and all that, and celery. And filled it to the rim. And that's it. And then I set it for 10 hours. Usually you don't have to let it set for 10 hours, but I just do it so you don't have to mess with it. And just periodically, every hour or so, a couple hours, you just check on it, kind of stir it, kind of poke it with a stick. That's about it. And then when you feel you're done, within 10 hours usually the max, I go to the sink, I put a colander in a large bowl, and then get all the veggie matter out, and carcass and all that stuff, and strain it. And then you taste it and see if you need to add more bouillon or not. And then I let it cool, put it in the fridge, let it cool, and then I take it and I put it in freezer bags, and I put 5 cups worth in each like quart freezer bag. It fits just perfect. And you usually get about 16 to 18 cups of really good broth. And that's it. Bye.